take my life, then, boy, you better stop doing that thing because it'll kill you no matter what it is, whether it's puppets or driving a car or, whatever. I mean,
exactly.
Just stop it because you'll hurt yourself, you'll hurt everyone around you.
Well, yeah, definitely. And, and it's the passion as well, especially with yourselves as in acting. We spoke about just before. It's, for people out there who just see you on the screen and, it looks so natural. It's like, oh, there you go. Look at them. Look at how easy it is for them. It's like, well, no, because there's probably about 100 auditions behind you, which, you might not have been successful at just to get that one role.
Yeah, that's true. And all the days and days. That's the thing, we watched the 3D DVD of Force Awakens last night with some friends here,
Uh-huh.
And, the movie breezes by and it's just a great ride and a great story and all those visuals unfold and make you feel and think all these things. You think, oh, that's great. And then afterwards I was thinking, wait a minute, this was, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that worked on this thing. And it, even just filming the thing was months and months and months for everybody.
Yeah.
And then all the hard work and the long days and in the cold weather and the sweat and the aches and pains, and then all to say nothing of all the post-production that took another year and a half or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is like a humongous, it's crazy. How did these people even pull any of this off? It's so much hard work, and you sort of forget. I forget that when I'm watching something like that, which I guess is good because you're supposed to get if I can switch off and just enjoy the movie for what it is, then I say it's a good movie because it takes a lot for me to lose myself in a story, before I start thinking, oh, that camera did the wrong thing, or why did they edit it there, and that stuff. So if I can ignore all that and just get wrapped up in it, then I say I know it's a good movie. But yeah, people forget how much work these things are just to get anything to happen, and how much pain is involved, and it's crazy. So you've got to love what you do. And taking something like that, for example, and Muppets too. I mean, everybody has so much joy in what they do, and they arrive on set smiling. They're happy, they laugh during the day.
Yeah.
What a great gift that actually is.
Oh, definitely. Laughter and smiles go a long way.
And again, it ties in with that passion.
Oh yeah,
and then we keep coming back for more.
Exactly. Oh, cool. I've had some questions in from a few fans as well. Yeah, so I'll ask those while time speeds on for us.
Sounds good.
Amber Surratt is asking, first of all, what colour lightsaber would you think Nien would choose?
Oh, he would. I think. Let's see, purple would be quite nice. I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would might sort of complement his suit perhaps and his skin tones. I don't know. So that would be quite good.
Yeah, a bit like Mace Windu.
Yeah, maybe so. I like that. Yeah.
Amber's also asking, what's the favourite part of your character's personality?
Oh, actually, the favourite part is his, which we haven't really seen any of in The Force Awakens because it was such a serious kind of part of the story, with everyone dying all over the place. But to me, his favourite, the favourite part of his character is his sort of his kind of big-eyed sort of innocence, and there's that other side to him that we did sort of see a little bit in the cockpit in Return of the Jedi, where he'd have a little chuckle and he'd just sort of be, let's do this, let's go for this, sort of an innocence in a way where he's just kind of wide-eyed and willing to do whatever's necessary without fear, and kind of and have a laugh along the way. So I would like to think we will see some of that at some point in the future. But, it has to serve the story, of course. But that is a big part of his character that I like. When I very first saw his face, he just had these big ears and big eyes. And I just thought he kind of looked a bit like Dopey from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the Disney version.
Yeah.
He had that look to me, that sort of appealing look. So that's my favorite part of him.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Great answer.
Great question.
We do love that little giggle at the end of
yeah.
it's perfect. Paul Etok, I think you've seen this one as well. Did JJ explain to you why Nien Nunb came back in The Force Awakens, but Lando didn't?
Let's see. Well, I didn't ask him. No is the answer. It's a very unsatisfactory answer, but it's the truth. I can see why he wasn't, though, because there was so much they had to pack into that movie. Still don't know how they even achieved what they did. I mean, I don't know how he would have fitted into that. Without giving stuff. Maybe my guess is perhaps they are saving him for something later, but I couldn't, I don't actually know, and I don't want to know. I'm happy that I only know my parts, because then when I see the movies, it's I'm seeing it for the first time, like everyone else. So that's great. But firstly, I think they're going to save him, but secondly, they had two roles to do in the Force Awakens. One was to kind of get us up to speed with all the old characters and satisfy, this is still the same universe, but 30 years later, and link everything up. Yeah. But then they also had to introduce a new story and new characters for moving forward. They had two jobs to do, and somewhere in there they would have had to have shoehorned Lando in. Yeah. I mean, they barely got Luke in.
That's true.
When you think about it. So, I guess if it was one of their prime concerns, they would have made it work, figured out a way to do that. Yeah. But I didn't ask, and they didn't tell. And when you're on a set, it's such a busy environment anyway. Yeah, I mean, poor JJ had so much on his plate, and he was just an amazing, fun guy on set. I don't know how he did it. So yeah, I mean, burdening him with such questions, unless we were having dinner together or something, then I probably would have asked him. But that didn't quite happen. So,
oh, no,
but, I mean, JJ was very approachable. So I'm sure if that was the thing, my mission, I'm sure I could have made it happen and asked him that. And I don't know if he would have had an answer even. But
he might not.
But in my fantasy world, Han Solo plummeted down to what we thought was his death, and Lando was underneath in some sort of spacecraft and collected him and is patching him up right now as we speak. But that's just in my fantasy. So
like Empire Strikes Back type scenario with Luke.
Exactly. So I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think that's what happened.
Stranger things have happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, he should be dead from what happened to him, but on the other hand, we didn't actually see him die.
Yeah. So yeah. Potential. And it's funny what you said about Mark Hamill as well. Obviously, they only just managed to squeeze Luke in. I think that the best tweet I've ever seen was Mark Hamill's response to someone who said, "Mark, what was your initial reaction to when you saw the script for Force Awakens?" And he just wrote back, "Speechless."
Nice. Mark's great. He really
I just thought that was so funny.
He's so good. He really is. He's really awesome. Got a lot of respect for Mark.
Excellent, cool. Greg Creech is asking, being an actor, you research a character as much as possible. So after Star Wars, did you follow the expanded universe at all to see if Nien was mentioned, to see how the character played out?
Oh, yes. Hello, Greg. Let's see. Only a little bit, yeah. I mean, it was so vast and huge that there was no way I was going to keep up with all that. Anyway, I mean, there was that one novel where I think Nien and was it his sister Nien Nunb were in the mines. So I did check that one out because that was specifically involving him. Yeah. But I didn't really keep up with a whole lot of stuff. I tried to rely on what other people would tell me and fans and things just as a shortcut, because at that time I was busy doing all these other things and running my own company and goodness knows what. So there was just no way I would have been able to do all that. But I'm happy that he sort of he captured people's imagination enough to stick around, and now, of course, I know they've sort of dropped the majority of the extended universe with the new thing, although I know that also they can pull on things as they need. So it's been nice to see him pop up again in the comics and the stuff that there seems to be some nice ties with Nien and Leia, of course, and with the rescue and all that kind of thing. And so it was kind of interesting that they put Nien next to Leia in the Resistance base there as well. That was kind of cool. I don't know if that was an accident or deliberate, but it was good. And now, he was smuggler and that's something that was talked about a lot in the extended universe, and in his biographical history, that I think is still part of his official Lucasfilm history.
Right. Okay.
So that I think is still part of his background.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully that will come into play at some point in the future. I would like that very much.
Yeah, excellent. That's expanding on that one then. I know I've seen some rumours around. Will we see a young Celestian named Num in Rogue One?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean,
I know you can't talk about that. That's a cruel question.
Yeah, no. I mean, I saw the article and put it up there and thought, oh, that's kind of amusing. And
it'd be fun if it was.
Yeah, but it probably, if it served the story, they would have had that there, and he would have been around at that time, but I don't know what he would have been doing. But he was around quite a long while before the Jedi time as a smuggler, of course. Yeah. So he is kicking around in that universe in the early years.
Yeah, I've just read Catalyst or listened to the audiobook for Catalyst, which came out, which is the precursor to Rogue One. He's not mentioned in there either, sadly, but there's also smugglers are mentioned in there. So exactly. I kind of had it in my little head. Well, Nien Nunb will be part of that lot.
I mean, it would be nice to see a young Nien. Perhaps VII Nunb, hanging around in the smuggling side of the story, stories, or the Han Solo stuff or whatever. But who knows? I'd be totally up for it.
Excellent. Tracy's asking a bit of a cheeky random question. I bet Tracy, she's on Twitter. Were you able to sneak anything from the Star Wars sets that you're not going to land yourself in trouble with right now?
Right, yeah, let's see. What did I sneak out? Let me think now. Let's see, I think there was a muffin, a blueberry muffin. Let's see, what else? Banana, definitely had a banana. There was, I think, some nice sweet and sour chicken and rice they had at the craft table one evening. That was quite good. Stuff like that. But it's an interesting question. I mean, of course not. I mean, I have not. That's the thing. I really have nothing but my memories and my scars.
Yeah.
But there's very little. I mean, everything's accounted for. That's the thing. The costumes are all kept for reuse for later on, or at the very least museums and that kind of thing, or reference for other stuff.
Yeah.
So everything of that is kept. The props are all numbered and accounted for by the prop masters. And the same for sets and set dressing. So there's really not, there's not, unless someone gives you something, like a director, producer, or someone in a head of department says, hey, you can have this, And those are the only times I've ever had anything from any movie at all, is when someone's actually given something to me. Yeah. And then that, which means basically I hardly have anything from any movie ever. So, unfortunately not, but, that's okay. Maybe someone will be kind enough to give me something on in a future movie when they're all done with it.
Well, to be fair, I mean, you've gone, you didn't need to sneak anything. You've got the memories of being part of two of the biggest franchises, longevity-wise, in television and film history, Star Wars and the Muppets. Because in fairness, the Muppets, they've lasted, what now? 36, 40 years, isn't it? 30, 40 years now. And two of the, longevity-wise, the two of the most long-lasting projects that you've essentially been. Yeah,
a trinket. Exactly, a trinket or a piece of moss from a set just can't compare with the high and thrill that I get of coming. When I come home every evening from those jobs, I'm always just so happy and uplifted. Nothing can compare to that anyway. So plus the friendships that I've made that are and you make friends for life on these projects. So I've come away with those definitely.
Excellent. Okay, the last question for you now is, I know it's gone long, is from Carissa, and that is, as you've got extensive experience in this area, if they were to make you into a Muppet, what kind of character would you be?
Oh, let's see, I would probably be a really annoying monster of some sort with an incredibly annoying voice. And there'd have to be lots of physical comedy and slapstick.
Yeah.
I think it would have to be one of the gag characters, one of the maybe not one of the principal guys that has all the work to do, but you know the ones that come on like Chef or you know, Animal or Beaker, and you know the gag characters. So I'd love to come up with something like that. I have thought of a few characters that I'd like to bring to their attention if and when they're ready to introduce somebody like me. So, but I'll keep them under my hat for now. But because that